Well, welcome and thank you everyone for watching our inaugural SALT FS newsletter video. Today, I'm joined by Eran Liron to discuss the California tax capital reporting requirements. Maybe Eran, you can just give us an overview of what's going on in California.
Sure, Ben. California decided to piggyback on the federal reporting requirements that were imposed back in 2020 on the requirement to have basis be reported on a tax capital basis. California, in their 21 form instructions, caught everybody by surprise when they asked for California taxpayers to then report on a California tax basis. After much public feedback and pushback, the FTB delayed the reporting requirement in 21 and again in 22, with the first required reporting year, Ben, being in 2023.
So given the couple of deferrals that we received, Eran, do you think there's a potential deferral for 23 as well?
Unfortunately, Ben, I think we've run out of luck there, and 23 is going to be the year we're actually going to have to implement and report on a California tax basis.
So obviously a very challenging exercise. What do you think will be the biggest challenges that the taxpayers face?
Well, I mean, I think the good news, Ben, is that a lot of the heavy lifting was done back in 2020 when our taxpayers all had to switch to federal tax basis reporting. So at this point, really, you're looking at the differences between federal and California, and a lot of that has to do with the IRC adoption date. As you know, California last conformed with the IRC in 2015. So any changes in the last 8 years is really where you're going to see the differences. Some of the obvious differences are obviously IRC Section 174 R&D. For federal purposes, they're now required to capitalize, whereas for California, they're not. Bonus depreciation is another big area, along with Subpart F and or if there's a QEF election. So any distributions that were deemed distributions rather than paid are areas where you're going to see basis differences. I think, though, the biggest issue is honestly going to be tiered partnerships. If you think about a situation where you've got multiple K1s coming in, but they're only federal K1s or non-California K1s, you could be in a situation where you have no idea what the underlying basis differences are because the partnership that you're receiving the K1 from isn't giving you California basis.
That's a great point, Ronnie, in terms of the tiered partnerships. That could be a real challenge. So obviously, we're just wrapping up our compliance season for 2022. This is going to be upon us sooner than we think. K1s are going to be issued usually in early February, March of 2024. So this is certainly something that we need to start thinking about soon. So Ronnie, thank you. This has been incredibly helpful. Appreciate all your insight.
Thanks, Ben. Take care.